G'day, what I'm going to talk about in this video is some things that you might consider taking to a track day. It's not going to be a complete list, it'll be far from that. It's going to be more focused towards the things that kind of sit on the side there, things that often people don't think about, things that have been taught to me over the years and have definitely helped me when it comes to having fun on a particular track day. So please enjoy the video. Okay, let's just run through some things. There's a few obvious things here. The first one I want to mention is something to pump up your tyres. I don't know how many times I've loaned people the pump or the gauge to go and check their tyres because people come along, they don't do anything with their tyres. Now, the pump that I use is the Airwork Pro. It's a real simple, I think my mum bought this online actually and gave it to me. And it's a real simple rechargeable unit that is sufficient for pumping up motorcycle tyres. Now, I'm going to talk specifically about tyre pressures when we get to that particular video, but suffice to say, always put sufficient air in the tyres that you can let them down. You don't need to pump them up when you get to the track. The second thing that I mentioned there was a decent gauge that allows you to check the tyre pressures. This one is pretty much a straight on or an angle, 45-degree angle plug on. You can get these 90-degree ones, which help when you don't have the 90-degree valve on the motorcycle. On all my bikes, I've got a 90-degree valve, so it's a lot easier to use. But the key is just get a decent one. Spend some good money on an air pressure gauge so that you can play with the pressures at the track, which is something that most people are going to end up doing. Now, there's that. A couple of things that have come in real handy over the years. Invariably, people have to come and ask me for them. That is zip ties. So I always take a bundle or a packet of zip ties. You may have to zip tie things on as a repair. You might have to, utilize a zip tie to hold a side stand up or something like that. But on certain tracks, you need to attach a timing device. And the timing device bracket needs to be zip tied to the fork leg or somewhere on the motorcycle where it can be picked up by the timing devices. And zip ties are useful for that. And like I said, I get asked for these all the time, so I carry a whole packet and try and supply everyone, I guess. Motorcycle visors, everyone seems to put a tinted visor on their helmet. The thing that I always remember to take is a clear visor. And the reason we take a clear visor is when the weather is kind of overcast and darker and a bit inclement, right, you're not going to see the track conditions as clearly as you would on a sunny day. So if you get a bit of dampness on the track, you won't see it with a dark visor. So I always carry a clear visor for kind of the inclement type weather days and if it's raining. And we're going to use that so you can at least see it clearly. Now, speaking about visors, I always take some visor cleaning fluid. This is the Motul brand, I think. It's just a spray-on cleaner. And, any glass cleaner, any plastic cleaner would work. So definitely worth taking along because you'd be surprised how many bugs you actually get on your motorcycle helmet, particularly if you're doing multiple classes or lots of sessions on track. The other thing to consider is this Rain-X for plastic. Now, I use this on the visors and it is absolutely fantastic on the track on a wet day. Also, I use it in early morning rides where we get a bit of mist around and fog around the countryside that I ride in. And the reason I use this is when you apply it properly, when you get water or a collection of liquid on the visor, when you turn your head sideways, the wind just blows the rain and the water off the visor. Particularly useful, as I said, in foggy conditions and things like that. The fog does collect, and if you wipe it and turn your head sideways, it just blows off. So Rain-X plastic water repellent. Don't use the glass one, use the plastic one. I've made that mistake in the past. Here's something that I haven't seen a lot of these used, or you don't see people thinking about this, but this is basically a belt. This particular one was given to me by my buddy Dave at the California Superbike School. What it's used for, right? When you're wearing one-piece leathers, right? If you're wearing two-piece leathers, then it's irrelevant. But if you're wearing one-piece leathers, when it gets hot, you want to cool down in between sessions, then what you do is you slide the top part of the leathers off and hang them off your shoulders so they drop down around the waist. And if you have a belt like this, then you simply tuck this around the center, right? And then the top part of the shoulders and the back part of the one-piece leathers, they just hang over the belt and you can walk around with your arms free. If you don't have that, anybody who's worn leathers knows that the leathers will flop down and then they start to fall down and you've got to hold them up. And you're running around, with the leathers hanging around over your arm. So I carry this in my gear bag with my leathers and use it all the time, particularly in Townsville here up north in North Queensland where we race and it gets quite warm. So there you go. Belt, piece of string, anything that would hold your leathers up if you're wearing one-piece leathers. Okay, fuel, 20 litres. I take 20 litres of fuel and a full tank on the motorcycle. The reason I'm bringing this up is you'd be surprised how much fuel a motorcycle will actually go through. So if you're riding a 1000cc superbike and you're full bore out there on the track, it will burn through fuel like you won't believe. So take yourself 20 litres of fuel as a spare, as well as a full tank of fuel. Now, when we're talking about fuel, and I got this idea from Mark McGregor actually at Addicted to Track. I think that's where I first saw it. It's simply a 5-litre oil and fuel resistant container where you just pop the top off. I tip the fuel out of the 20-litre container into this, and it just gives me a manageable amount that is really easy to tip into the tank of the motorcycle, rather than trying to tip up a 20-litre can, you know, which weighs 20 kilos plus, trying to hold it up and manage the fuel going into the tank. This just allows it, makes it a lot easier to fill the tank or put fuel in the tank, and you can control the amount of fuel that you're putting in there. So that I use all the time, and it's also useful for putting fuel into the generator if you have to take a generator for your tyre warmers. So yeah, there you go. Pretty cheap. I think I bought this online and on eBay. Obvious thing, you know, people talk about is a chair. So I just carry this simple aluminium Dune, I think is the brand, folding chair. Always take a comfortable chair because you're going to be spending time in between sessions, you know, and the most common rotation that you see at tracks is there's going to be a rotation of 3 different classes. Sometimes there might be 4, and then you'll be on track and then you'll be off for 2 or 3 sessions. So you got all this time sitting around. So take yourself a real comfy chair. You can go to great lengths with that. You can take a simple one like I've got, or you can do what Al Samuels does down there at Race Dynamics. He takes a full banana lounge and almost lays back and goes to sleep. So whatever floats your boat on that one. I also carry a little tripod chair. The reason I carry this, it just folds up and fits in my gear bag. And I carry that for a couple of reasons. Number one, if I don't have a chair or anything to sit on, right, at my age, it's just a little bit easier to sit down and put my boots on and things like that. So it just gives me something, you know, to stabilize myself in getting dressed or undressed. The second reason I take it is when you're doing something to the motorcycle, like let's just say you got to pull the back wheel off or whatever, you know, and you got to get close to the ground on the side of the motorbike, working on the engine or the front or the rear, then this is a little low chair close to the ground. It just makes it easier to work on the motorcycle. So I carry that for that reason as well. And super handy, doesn't take up much room, fits in my gear bag. Now, a few other things. Talking about leathers, right? Everyone I know uses Glen 20. It's just a disinfectant spray, right? Nice smelling spray. We use that to spray inside the leathers, gloves, boots, and helmets after a long day of riding. You're going to sweat when you're riding out there on track, and it doesn't take long for some people to build up a lot of smell in those things. So you got this disinfectant spray that, you know, both helps from a cleanliness perspective, but also from a smell perspective. So, you know, carry a can of Glen 20. There's multiple flavors, or smells, I should say. I like this one, Morning Breeze. Just a nice, pleasant smell. It doesn't smell like a toilet. Some other things, right? This one here, I learnt this in Townsville, and I wouldn't be without it. I carry it everywhere. If you go to a track, let's just say you might be going to Morgan Park or Townsville, the track Manton Park, I think it's called, down there in Townsville. They have facilities there for camping. So you might be staying overnight, 1 or 2 nights, depending on how many days of the event. But in addition to that, some of the smaller tracks, like the one in Townsville, don't have sufficient pits for everyone. So you've got to take your own gazebo and set up your own kind of pit. Now, the thing that I learned was, I went down to Townsville the first time. The countryside is quite dry, right? It's been wet of recent months, but the first time I was there, it was quite dry. I took my little pegs and a hammer, and I could not get the pegs in the ground. And then someone come along and saved my bacon by showing me these things. And they're basically, I think it's a 12mm bolt, quite a long bolt, that with a coarse thread that is designed for putting or screwing in to the ground a point where you can connect your tie down ropes, and it just simply connects to the head of a impact driver, right? You just put it in there and that will power into any piece of ground, and it's super, super useful. So like, I think these cost us a whole packet of them, maybe 20 or 24, around about 12 bucks on eBay. So I carry them everywhere. They're my go-to item for setting up my own pit, or camping at tracks, like I said, like in Townsville or at Morgan Park down there in southeast Queensland. What else have we got? We've got something that I always take. I found this quite useful after I saw someone do this at Morgan Park. Some pits get a lot of dirt and rubber and residue and things in them, you know. So even at Eastern Creek down there at Sydney Motorsport Park, the cars that are going through there are driving through gravel, and you know, they're dragging stuff into the pits, and the pits can get quite dirty. So it's either take a broom, or in my case, I just take the air blower. And down in Townsville, it's exactly the same. When I get there, I pull up with the car and the trailer, and then I just get out the air blower and I blow it out. It just makes it a much more pleasant environment, and I don't have to kneel down or move around and have dirt everywhere, getting on the bike and things like that. So air blower. I've got tyre warmers here. I'm not going to talk about this specifically. The reason I just bring them up here is if you do plan to use tyre warmers, it's one of those forgotten things. People often forget to take them, right? They leave them behind at home. But if you're going to use tyre warmers, don't forget to whack those in there. For those of you who are new to track days, you don't necessarily need tyre warmers. And I'm going to talk about that specifically when we get to tyres. The final thing I just want to mention is water. Actually, be the second last thing, is water. I take 5 litres of water. The reason I bring this up is a lot of people don't realise how much water they're actually going to drink when they go to track. So they spend a ton of money buying bottles of water at some ridiculous per litre price. You know, so why not take 5 litres of water? It'll be a godsend to you, particularly on a warm day. The most water that I've ever drunk on track was at Sydney Motorsport Park on a super hot day where the ambient temperature was like 45 degrees, and it was higher than that on the bitumen on track. And we rode out there all day. It happened to us a couple of years in a row. And the coaches were going through close to 10 litres of water per person. So, you know, don't underestimate how much water you will actually need to go through. So, like I said, grab yourself a 10-litre container, a 5-litre container or something like that, and take plenty of water. The only other thing that I've got here is just, I just got a bag of tools. I'm not big on taking a whole workshop of tools. I spend a lot of time on the preparation of the motorcycle. So if you're not one who prepares the bike properly, then take your workshop with you, you know, if that's the kind of thing that you do. But like I said, I put a lot of time into the preparation and make sure the bike's as good as it can possibly be. And then I will take a small number of tools that would allow me to tighten, you know, bolts that I might have missed and things like that. There you go. Hope you get something out of that, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.